Well, hello there, lovely people. Welcome to my red couch on a Friday afternoon in little old New Zealand. And today I thought that we would have an old-fashioned reading. I even have the printed out stuff. I should probably have my old school t-shirt on, but I couldn't quite coordinate myself that much. And so I thought we'd do a reading from the King Brothers, so I will get onto that very shortly. But if you are new here to my red couch, welcome. My name is Toni Kenyon. I am a rock star and billionaire romance author, and I come to you regularly on a Friday afternoon from my trusty red couch to talk about how things are going in my, not my romantic life. My romantic life is going wonderfully well, thank you very much, according to my husband, but how things are going in my romance writing world. And this week I was racking my brains thinking, what am I going to talk about? Because I think I talked last week about doing overseas trips, which is really just trips around the Auckland Islands, which we have some beautiful Gulf islands that I have a chance to visit. And I visited 2 of them last week in 1 week. So I was a bit of a busy girl on and off boats and ferries and things like that. So I thought, no, I talked about that last week, so how about a reading from the King Brothers? Because a lot of you, I'm hoping by now, are caught up to where we are, because I've just published episode 29 this week, which has been kind of amazing. So I thought, well, what will I do? I don't think I've ever read anything out from the King Brothers, so I thought I would read the first part of this week's chapter. Who'd have ever thought that that was going to be a tongue twister? So if you haven't read it yet and you don't want to spoil the surprise, you need to hit the stop button about now. If you'd like to hear me read, please hang around and you can let me know what you think in the comments afterwards, or just shower me with hearts, because you know that I love to be showered with little red hearts. And I know that most of you will be probably sound asleep in America at the moment, which is where a large number of you are, but I do also know that you watch the recording afterwards. So let me know what you think and leave me some hearts. And in the meantime, let us begin. And I'm going to have to take my glasses off because I cannot read the paper here, and I will try and keep it up here and look good and all those sorts of things. I'm going to have to take my glasses off because I cannot read the writing with my glasses on, because I'm one of those poor people who can't see anything in the distance but could see lots of things close up. So there you go. Another interesting fact about me that you probably didn't need to know, but you do know now. Anyway, okay, so we are in Alana's head. Here we go. It had been another unbearable day down on the beachfront serving in the bar. If I hadn't made my decision to leave the other day, today would have been the decider. I miss Calvin's bar more than I cared to admit. And as much as I didn't want to accept the truth, I missed the band and the familiar faces of the musicians who called the place home. I'd booked my flight to New York and I'd written to me ma'am and told her, Alana's Irish, so she would write to her ma'am, I can assure you. I'd written to me ma'am and told her I was going to come and visit pretty soon. Like most mothers whose daughter had been away from the fold for an extended period, she'd been ecstatic at the prospect of me coming home to the family. Someone at least would be pleased to see me. I opened the email program on my phone and thought I was seeing things. Liam Heroini's name popped up in my inbox. How the hell did he get my address? I sure as heck hadn't given it to him. Calvin. I should be bloody angry with him, but somehow I couldn't find it in my heart to be pissed off at the man who'd been my surrogate father for the last few years. My finger hesitated over the message. I could delete it and pretend that it never got here. But something inside of me stopped me from doing that. Had the email arrived at a vulnerable moment? Was I reading more into this than necessary? With a shaking hand, I selected the message and allowed the screen to fill. Immediately, I could hear Liam's voice in my head as I read his words. What the fuck are you up to? Running off like that and not saying goodbye. Typical. Typical of Liam to start like that. But anyway, turning the page, off we go. Carrying on, getting back to it. Okay. Do I mean that little to you? I know I might have fucked things up the last time that I saw you, but we've been through so much. I would have at least thought that you could have fronted me and said goodbye in person. You're not a woman who runs away from anything. So what are you running away from now? Not me, I hope. My ego would like to think it's me. I laughed out loud when I read that line. Nothing changed. It was always about Liam and always going to be about him. I guess that's what I found attractive about the moody drummer. God, I missed him. I missed them all, but I missed Liam the most, even if I didn't want to admit that. Maybe I'd made a mistake leaving so suddenly. I certainly wasn't happy where I was now, but at least I had New York and then Ireland to look forward to. I turned my thoughts away from the near future and back to Liam's email. So now we're back in Liam's email. But then you always told me it was all in my head. Was it? I don't think so. I know you felt the attraction between the two of us. I didn't imagine that. What I can't understand is why you've run away. Maybe you'll tell me one day. Where are you and what are you doing? We're in LA, holed up in the hills in a bungalow that looks like it should be part of a film set. Calvin's pulled out all the stops this time. I wish you could see the place. You'd love it. I know. I'll put a photo at the bottom of the email. I immediately stopped reading and scrolled down to the photograph of the Californian bungalow. I immediately stopped reading and scrolled down to the photograph of the Californian bungalow surrounded by lush tropical gardens. You'd love it there, I heard myself saying. I could just picture Liam sat quietly in amongst the lush foliage, meditating. A photo of the pool area followed, and I could see Jessie and Marty in the pool larking around, and Dylan stood on the side, just about to join them. I wanted to be there, in amongst it all with them, instead of sitting out here on my own. Miserable. I hadn't wanted to admit it, but I'd been miserable since the day I'd climbed on the plane at Auckland International Airport. What had I been thinking? I want you to want me. The lyrics of a song flashed into my head. I'd always wanted Liam to want me. The fact that he did terrified me more than I was prepared to admit. Maybe I could maintain a friendship with him via email. We were going to be on the same continent, but at different ends of it. If I knew where he was, then I could keep myself safe from him. Keep him in that safe space where he'd always been. My friend. He wouldn't be able to cross the boundaries again that he crossed last time. Yes, it was a good plan. I flicked back up and read the last of the email. We're planning a house party in a couple of days. Apparently anyone who's anyone will be here. Write me if you want to hear all about it. Otherwise, I'll leave you be. Always here for you, Liam, with a kiss. I hit the reply button. Hey, great to hear from you. I needed to get away, heading for Ireland to see the family. Mam misses me, so it's about time I got back home to catch up. Looking forward to hearing about the house party. You know I never say goodbye. A, with a kiss. So, there you go. I should put my glasses back on so I can see you all again. There is the first part of this week's chapter of the King Brothers. So if you want to find out what's going on with Alana and Liam, you're going to have to, if you haven't caught up, and you're going to have to read the other half, and then you can vote. And you know I love getting votes, and it's really interesting to see how the voting's going. And I don't know how it's going this week because I haven't checked, so I might sneakily check at the end of the weekend, but we shall see. So I hope you enjoyed the extract. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know if you'd like to have more readings of Work in Progress or more readings of the King Brothers as they come along. I'd be more than happy to read out a chapter each week if you'd like that as well. So I hope wherever you are in the world that you're having a wonderful time. Thank you so much for stopping in and taking time out of your busy, busy lives to spend some time with me here on the old red couch. And I will look forward to catching you again next week. Tell somebody you love that you love them, and be kind to you. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.